स्टार्ट। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रजजन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रजजन रंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, तीरावनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि भक्तवृंद, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि भक्तवृंद, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, 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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये, नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया, भगवतेर्तमाश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। हरे कृष्ण। Welcome everybody for the today's morning discussion. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 28, verses 12 and 13. So we'll read. Iti svanam sa bhagavan vignaya khila drik swayam sankalpa siddhaye tesham kripayetad achintayat. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Translation: because he sees everything, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, automatically understood what the cowherd men were conjecturing. Wanting to show his compassion to them by fulfilling their desires, the Lord thought as follows. Text 13. Jano vai loka etasmin avidya kama karma bhi uchchavacha sau gatishu navedaswam gatim brahman. Translation: Lord Krishna thought, certainly people in this world are wandering among higher and lower destinations, which they achieve through activities performed according to their desires and without full knowledge. Thus, people do not know their real destination. Purport. It's a little bit long purport, but we can follow this like a lot of points. Srila Jiva Goswami has elaborately explained how this verse applies to the eternally liberated residents of Sri Vrindavan, the Lord's abode. One of the fundamental philosophical principles of Srimad Bhagavatam is the distinction between two types of illusion, Yogamaya and Mahamaya, the spiritual and material states of existence, respectively. Although Krishna is God, the omnipotent, omniscient, supreme being, his inmate associates in the spiritual world love him so much that they see him as their beloved child, friend, lover, and so on. So their ecstatic love can transcend the boundaries of mere reverence. They forget that Krishna is the supreme God of all the universes. And thus their pure, intimate love expands unlimitedly. One may consider their activities of treating Krishna as helpless child, a handsome boyfriend, or a playmate to be manifestation of avidya, ignorance of Lord Krishna's position as God. But the residents of Vrindavan are in fact ignoring the secondary majesty of Krishna and focusing intensely on his infinite beauty, which is the essence of his existence. In fact, describing Lord Krishna as the supreme controller and God is almost a type of political analysis, referring as it does to a hierarchy of power and control. Such analysis of levels of power and hierarchies of rule is significant in the context in which one entity is not fully surrendered in love to a higher entity. In other words, control becomes visible or is consciously felt as control when there is resistance to that control. To cite a simple example, a pious law-abiding citizen sees a policeman as a friend, a well-wisher, whereas a criminal sees him as a threatening symbol of punishment. Those who are enthusiastic about government policies feel not that the government is controlling them, but rather it is helping them. Thus, Lord Krishna is seen as a controller and hence the supreme God by those who are not fully enchanted by his beauty and pastimes. Those fully in love with Lord Krishna focus on his sublime, attractive features because of the nature of their relationship with him. They do not much notice his controlling power. A simple proof that the residents of Vraja have transcended the lower states of God consciousness rather than failed to attain them is the fact that throughout the pastimes of the Lord, they often remember that Krishna is God. Usually, they are astonished at this remembrance, having been fully absorbed in seeing Krishna as their friend, lover, and so on. In the word kama is conventionally used to indicate a material desire or else a spiritual desire so intense that it becomes somehow analogous to intense material desires. Still, the fundamental distinction remains: material desire is a selfish and self-gratificatory. Spiritual desire is free of selfishness, being wholly for the pleasure of the other, the Lord. Thus, the residents of Vrindavan executed their daily activities solely for the pleasure of their beloved Krishna. It should be remembered that the entire purpose of Krishna's descent into this world is to attract living beings back home, back to Godhead. Two things are required for this: that his pastimes display the beauty of spiritual perfection, and that they somehow seem relevant and hence interesting to the conditioned souls of this world. The Bhagavatam often states that Lord Krishna plays just like a youthful actor, and he undoubtedly engages his eternal devotees in the dramatic presentation. Thus, Lord Krishna here muses to himself that people in this world certainly do not know their ultimate destination. And with an obvious touch of the facetious, he also thinks in this way about his own eternally liberated associates, who are playing in this world like ordinary members of cowherd village. The last paragraph. Apart from the double meaning obviously present in this verse, when it is applied to Krishna's liberated associates, Krishna here makes an entirely direct and pointedly critical observation about ordinary people. When applied to conditioned souls who are actually wandering throughout the universe, his statement that people are acting out of ignorance and lust is not mitigated by any deeper spiritual meaning. People in general are simply ignorant, and they do not seriously consider their ultimate destination. As usual, Lord Krishna is able to say many profound and complex things in a few simple words. How fortunate we are that God is not a dry field of energy, a transcendent, effulgent blob, or nothing at all, as various people would have it. In fact, he is the most wonderful personality of Godhead. How wonderful is Krishna! Full of absolute personal qualities, and certainly whatever we can do, he can do better, as evidenced by his brilliant way of speaking. Jai.
Wow, what a purport. That was amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
We got none much.
Yeah.
Maybe Adipusha Prabhu, one of those devotees that translated this particular verse.
Possible. Yeah. Thank you for being patient with the purport. Yeah. We recite some prayers. Oma Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Thank you so much for joining this today's class, and then seek the blessings of all the devotees, and here Adipusha Prabhu, and then all the realized devotees, so that we can discuss for a short while about the depth of these two verses. So the pastime is unfolding. Varunadev's associate has kidnapped Nanda Maharaj just by following the mundane rules, and then Varunadev understands the gravity of the mistake, and then of course Krishna comes, and then Varunadev, so happy, he worships, and then everything, receives Krishna very nicely, and then he begs forgiveness. Sorry, it's my associate acted in a foolish manner, and then he gives Nanda Maharaj back. And then Nanda Maharaj sees all this, and then he comes back, and then he shares with the residents of the Rajvasis. So this is very important, like always Tushyanticha Ramanticha. So what gives happiness is like they always discuss about the pastimes of Krishna. So the Brajvasis were very eager. What happened? What happened? You went, what happened? And Nanda Maharaj, more importantly, he said, the opulence in the way in which Krishna was worshipped. So So they were all happy, so because always discussing about the glories of Krishna. So that happened. And then Brajvasis are thinking, what will happen to us after with this lifetime? Will Krishna take us back home? So that's the thing. And Krishna starts thinking what to do about these people. So now the beauty of the Bhagavatam comes. Each and every word is so potent. So let us see, so in the first shloka, there are some points which are, we can ponder over. Iti swanam sa bhagavan vigyaya akhila drik swayam. Akhila drik. Lord is the seer of everything. So this is something which is very important. Sometimes we do a lot of activities and we keep some secrets. We do plan. So we have some agenda in a positive way. And then we try to, because there are some other people, so we try to keep it low. We try to keep it secret. And we try to share it with others, whomever we are confidential. Suppose, we are trying to keep something secret, but, it is known to many people. So then it is no more a secret. So there's no point. And then when we are trying to plan something in a secret way, and then always the things, people are coming to know, then we feel some sort of helplessness. I'm helpless because whatever I'm planning, somebody is coming to know, especially the countries, the spies, and then all those things. So this is what we have our own plans, our own agendas, but Lord is seeing each and everything. Lord is seeing each and everything, and Lord is in the heart of everybody. So he can, if he wants, he can convey to the people whom we don't want to, reveal our plans. So just understanding that Lord is seeing at each and every point of time is very important. Then sometimes we have a tendency to commit mistake because, okay, nobody's seeing us. So, okay, we can try to do. But here it is said, Lord is always seeing. You can't hide from the Lord. So this is Akhila Drik. So Lord sees each and everything. So this Drik comes, many times in Srimad Bhagavatam. Gopis, who are very simple devotees, we think, they're just a cowherd woman. They're not educated, and we think like that. But when they sing the Gopagitam, they are like, they give the highest level of philosophy. What we are discussing now, Gopis, they say, Nakhalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan Akhila Dehinam Antaratma Drik Vikhana Sadhito Vishwaguptaye Sakhaudevan Satvatam Pule. So the gopis are saying that, oh Krishna, you are not just the darling of gopis, but you are there in each and everybody's heart, observing throughout, seeing all the activities. So gopis give the highest philosophy, they are also very learned, they have a lot of realization. So they give the highest philosophy. So this, Antaratma Drik, so that word comes there. Another pastime, like when we come to know that our secrets are revealed to somebody, constantly, whatever we are planning, having some secret plans, they are revealed to somebody, then what will happen? We get some sense of helplessness. And then we say, better stop this secret business, because anyway, if I try to keep things secret, it's not going to remain secret. So this happened in Mahabharata. Mahabharata, what happened? Like the Kauravas and Pandavas were fighting very intensely. And then Bhishma is the general of the one who is leading the Kaurava army. And then they are fighting very valiantly both. But Duryodhana, who is the prince, so he says that Bhishma, you are not taking seriously the Pandavas. If you would have fought seriously, then Pandavas would have been destroyed by now. So Bhishma gets angry. What? You are questioning my sincerity? So Duryodhana said, yes, I'm questioning your sincerity. You are like grandfather, so you have some, a partial nature towards Pandavas. So then Bhishma says, look, my sincerity is at stake. So, today I'm taking a vow. So he takes 5 arrows from his quiver, and then he invests all his energy. And he says that, look, I have invested all my Shakti in this particular 5 arrows. And tomorrow I'm going to use these 5 arrows, and then I'm going to kill all the 5 Pandavas. Tomorrow is the day. I'll kill all of them. Bhishma is like a really strong man. And then Duryodhana is very happy. Thank you, Bhishma Pitamaha. And then Bhishma is about to leave the tent. And then Duryodhana said, Bhishma, grandfather, why don't you give those arrows to me? Then Bhishma asks, why? Why do you need these arrows? Just in case, I'll keep those arrows safely with me for tonight, and tomorrow morning I'll give you, so that you can, so you'll not lose anywhere. So Bhishma thinks, what fool are you? You don't have this much faith on me. And then he says, okay, go. He gives the arrows and then he leaves. And then he knows Krishna is the mastermind, so he can do anything. And then in that night, Arjuna is sleeping in the other tent, and the Pandavas side. And then Krishna all of a sudden goes to Arjuna. Arjuna, wake up, wake up. What to do in the midnight? What we should do? No, we have something to do. Immediately take the chariot and let's go. He takes Yudhishthir, he asks Yudhishthir Maharaj and Arjuna to go. Where they have to go? Go to the opponent's tent, Duryodhana's tent, and go and do what? So he tells something. So Yudhishthira and Arjuna, they come to Duryodhana. So Duryodhana says, oh, Yudhishthir, you came here, okay, in the mid of the night. Okay, please tell me, what do you want? You want the kingdom? You want the Kaurava kingdom? I will give it in charity because you came. So I will give it in charity. So actually he knows that Yudhishthir won't ask that. So, but okay. So Duryodhana was just playing some, foul game. He said, you want the kingdom, take it, and then we can stop the war. So Yudhishthir says that, okay, I don't want your kingdom, but you gave me a promise earlier that whatever you want, you will give me. So Duryodhana, just give me those 5 arrows, which Bhishma gave to you. So Duryodhana was scratching his head. 5 arrows? Yes, the 5 arrows. Then Duryodhana is also a man of, he keeps his word. So Duryodhana gave those 5 arrows, which Bhishma Pitamaha gave to him. So Yudhishthir collected those 5 arrows, and then he was about to leave. So then Duryodhana said, wait a minute, Yudhishthir. The 5 arrows were given by Bhishma to me in the same tent. Nobody knows it. And then you came all of a sudden, and then you collected those 5 arrows. How you came to know? And he said, come on, we have Krishna with us. And Krishna is there in the heart of everybody. Antaratma Drik, Akhila Drik. Krishna is seeing everything, each and everything. What do you think? Krishna is seeing this conversation also right now. So, and then they took the 5 arrows, and then Duryodhana felt helpless. Duryodhana felt, I'm defeated, because God, Krishna, is there on the other side, and he knows each and everything. He knows my treacherous plans. So where is this hope for victory? So this is the point. Antara Akhila Drik. Lord is seeing everything. Now the question comes, oh, Lord is seeing everything. Why he didn't protect Draupadi Mata? Why didn't he protect Nanda Maharaj at the beginning only? So why, Nanda has to go there, and then Krishna has to go and collect, So Lord is also a person. Lord also has his ways of, handling things. Everything we cannot say, okay, now Krishna is going to act in this way. So then, so there is no dynamics. Where there is love, there is dynamics. So you can't perfectly model, predict, a person's behavior. So let Krishna behave in his own way. And then we also reciprocate accordingly. And in fact, Lord also doesn't know how his devotee will reciprocate. So that is also an important thing. Okay. So that's one point. And then another important concept in this first verse is Swanam, his personal devotees. So Lord's personal devotees, automatically the kripa comes. So we get this word in the first text, that kripaya etat achintayat. So compassionately. So automatically the compassion arises when he's interacting or thinking about his personal people. So we sing in this morning Tulsi Arati, right? Ye tumara sharanalo taravancha purna ho kripa kore korotare Vrindavanavasi. Ye tomara sharanalo. So one who is taking shelter of you, O Tulsi Marani, so you fulfill all their desires. And then kripa kori, compassionately. Kripa kari korotare. Please deliver also. So the intimate people, who are close associates, automatically, the compassion comes. So that's another point, which we can note down from this verse. And in the second verse, we have a few minutes. So in the second verse, elaborately, so many points are captured. One point is like, especially the point of control. Okay. We have here Muhammad Prabhu. Yeah. So what do you feel control means? Like when somebody is controlling you. So what do you feel about it?
It means you don't really make decisions, they make them for you.
Yes, somebody else is making for you. And are you happy with that?
I mean, if it's beyond your control, you don't have anything to do about it. If it's within your control, I don't think a human being would want anyone to control it.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to control us. Yeah. But if you love somebody, and they are making decisions for you, are you okay with it? Like suppose you love so much somebody, your mother, or somebody, and then they are saying, okay, don't do this. Sometimes you are okay with that.
Honestly, depends on what they're doing and stuff, but sometimes, sometimes your parents want a future that they see themselves in you, and you want a future for yourself as well.
Yeah.
It depends on, sometimes though they see something evil or they see something bad, and they maybe, when they want to stop you from something bad, it's good to listen to them. But
Yeah.
sometimes they just want to really stop you from something you really love. That's different.
Oh,
It
okay.
depends. It's a case
Yeah,
by case.
it depends. Thank you, Prabhu. So Prabhu is telling that, like, suppose they want, somebody is trying to control us for our own good, and then we also understand that, then it's fine. But if we think something else, if we want something else, and they have some other plan, so then it becomes tough. Exactly the point which is driving in this particular shloka is like the control becomes actually control when we have a plan and then the person who is doing has another plan. So when there's a conflict, so then we feel it's control. Oh, God is controlling us, and he is the supreme God, and then all those things. But in this case, the Vrajavasis, their plans, their thoughts are completely aligned with what Krishna is thinking. So what happens? They're not thinking, oh, he's a God, he's a controller. Because whatever Krishna is thinking, and then whatever this Vrajvasis are thinking, they're 100% aligned. So then, So that's why they don't consider Krishna as God. That concept of controllership doesn't come often. So they think he's our lover, he's our son, and etc. So especially when we are dealing with, a management, when we are trying to organize a company, run a company and everything, the leadership, it's always an advice to the leadership is try to develop, nice relationships, especially in the in corporate culture. So try to develop nice relationships, and then automatically all this, management will become smoother. Why? Because the love takes a superior place, and then the subordinates feel that this person don't want to exploit me. This person looks after my benefit also. So that particular faith is instilled. Once His Holiness Radhanath Swami, he said, Maharaj, this particular student is the topper of the institute. And then, so he came and then he was bowing to Maharaj. And then Maharaj immediately said, your TOP, top. So the TOP top should wash POT pot of Krishna. So what he was in essence telling is like the leadership, who are at the very, leadership positions. So if they behave in a humble way, and then always, in the mood of servant, that actually inspires people. And when people are inspired, when people need inspiration, people need examples. When people are inspired and they have examples, automatically they will surrender themselves. Like when we see our parents, why we love our parents? Because they sacrificed so much for ourselves. So automatically, naturally, we try to, surrender ourselves to our parents, right? Similarly, leadership. And then recently, Maharaj was giving a very nice class in Brooklyn Temple. So they were like, he's telling about Gundicha Marjan. In Gundicha Marjan, there's so much coordination, you're cleaning and everything. So if you want to have a program, we say, well, how is the production going on? And then who will do the wind up? And then who will do the cleaning? And then who will do the dishwashing? So many things. And then we keep communicating. And Maharaj said that while doing this Gundicha Marjan, nobody was talking. I mean, nobody was talking anything else. They're just saying Krishna, 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 Krishna. And then it said that everybody knows what the other person is going to say, what the other person's intentions are. No need to speak, okay, you want the pot of water, okay, you want a broom, you want to clean that particular place. Everything people are able to know. You need not specifically open and speak, because everybody is aligned in Mahaprabhu's thought. Mahaprabhu is leading that cleaning and everybody is aligned. So no need to speak anything, automatically the language of love is communicated. So similarly, if we don't have any other separate agendas, so then we see Krishna as not as a God, but our own lover. But there is one caution that we as a practicing sadhakas, so we should always be in the mode of reverence. It is said one particular disciple, he was too friendly with his spiritual master, too casual. Oh, I'm in the mode of a friend and then everything. But when he went to other place, so he saw how the disciples are so nicely, taking care of the spiritual master, so nicely worshipping and then everything. Then he understood, oh, this is the way I need to treat my spiritual master. So when we treat like that, then the proper transfer of knowledge and then our own upliftment happens. So that's what. So now it's already 7:50. There are a lot of points, but yeah, we can stop here. So I'll just try to summarize, like mainly 3 or 4 points we discussed. So one is Lord is Akhiladrik. He knows everything, he sees everything, and then So when he knows everything, when he sees everything, so better not to plan things which are not aligned with him, because he knows everything at some point of time. So that's what is very important. And Lord showers mercy to everybody, but especially towards his personal associates, Swanam. So, and then when personal associates are thinking, automatically the mercy starts, Kripa. The Kripa comes immediately, especially for his personal associates. And the next point we saw, the mood of controllership. The mood of controllership comes when the thoughts are not aligned. Oh, you are controlling me, I'm controlling you, all these things, when both thoughts are not aligned. So when our thoughts are aligned with the Lord's thoughts, so then we don't think Lord as a controller, but we think Lord as our best friend, just like parents. So of course, the parents, when we take into consideration that parents always think of our good rather than their own agenda. As Prabhu was telling, that parents have their own agenda, they want to see something. So parents, if they don't have any other personal agenda but our own benefit, so then we also are ready to align. So that's the controllership part. Yeah. Thank you. It's 7:52. So I'll just pause here, and then any comments? Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. A thought came to me when you were talking about doing something in secret. And, obviously, God is everywhere, sees everything. I mean, in the Jewish Christian tradition, there's the prophet Jonah who tried to flee from God, and obviously that doesn't work. But what brings me up an interesting point. I was once told, if you get one guy who's doing something he shouldn't do, like stealing, but he's trying to hide it from people, and then you get the other guy who just does it openly. And someone said that actually the one who's doing it openly, the one who's sneaking it, is actually worse, because he's giving respect to people, but not to God. Whereas the one who's open, well, he's just not afraid of anything. I mean, so I was just wondering what your thoughts and feelings are on that.
Okay. Yes. To summarize the question, Prabhu, somebody is stealing openly and somebody is stealing in secret. So what are the thoughts about it? Well, stealing is stealing. So you will definitely get the reaction. If not now, maybe later in some form or other. In the God's eyes, it is visible. But there's one thing, like you are stealing and you're pretending to be a sane person. So that is that I can see the difference here. Like a thief, openly he's doing a burglary. So he's openly declaring, I'm a thief. And then he's doing a burglary. But somebody is doing a thievery, but he's trying to pretend as a very nice person. That is very worse. Because that is the principle of this Kali Yuga, hypocrisy. People have some lower tendencies, but they try to be very nice and then showcase. So that's very worse, But of course, from a normal point of view, we don't endorse the thievery at all. Yeah. But hypocrisy is very much prevalent in this age. And then as a practicing spiritualist, we should try to avoid that. And then, yeah. Yes. Prabhu. And any thoughts, bro?
Wonderful purport, Vedanta Maharaj's purport, emphasizing in several places how people are on different levels, different qualities of relationships with the Lord. And there's a quality that has to do with awe and reverence, where we're treating the Lord as exalted personality. But then it's mentioned that the residents of Vrindavan, they're at such a high level that they don't see this formal awe and reverence relationship with God. They're just seeing him as their beloved child, or as their boyfriend, or as their friend and playmate friend, and that this is on a higher level. Just reflecting what was mentioned in the purport that there's a higher level of love and a more intimate quality of relationship with the Lord than the awe and reverence. Right? You heard him speaking about that. It's just a superlative purport. It's worth reading again and again. Very nice. So we understand that we're on different levels, and that level is available where we can actually love Krishna and even chastise Krishna. You know, it's kind of humorous. Okay, I'll let you go. Hare Krishna, where's the problem?
Thank you, Prabhu. Let me see in the comments if there are any questions. Thank you, Anand Manjari, Prabhu, for so many so nice points. We have got 3 minutes. Anybody wants? Yes, Gail, Prabhu, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, it's not a question. I just really was appreciating the point so much that if we are, if our focus when it comes to Krishna is his controllership, then that might be indicative of our not being in alignment with his desire for us. There might be some resistance there, you know, a difference between what he wants and what we want, you know. And you brought up that policeman with the law-abiding citizen versus the criminal, you know, the difference in those two relationships. So I thought that was eye-opening, you know, that if you see, if this is how you predominantly see Krishna as controller, right, then probably you know your own desires are not really in alignment with his. You have separate agenda from Krishna. So yeah, I really appreciated that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's a really deep point. Yeah. So sometimes actually what happens like yeah, just this example, Indra, like previous chapters we can see Indra and Brajvasis. Indra, what happened when something is supposed to be offered to him and it was not happening, immediately he got angry, you know? So his thought process is not aligned with Krishna's thought process, immediately got angry, and then he started hurting many people. But the same thing, Vrajavasis also had a thought process in the same past time. Vrajavasis wanted to worship. We have, so no, but you know, Krishna, they changed for Krishna. Thank you. So, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So now we are for the darshan.
Great class, Prabhu. Thank you.
Jai.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Krishna Daya Prabhu, wonderful class. Beautiful. If our desires are aligned with Krishna's desires, there's no question of controllership. So wonderfully said. Thank you, Krishna Daya Prabhu. I want to be controlled by devotees like you. Okay, Hare Krishna.